Get out of my room!
Ah!
Meet Tsukiko and Rai. They're 14. They're twins. And by the looks of it, Tsukiko's none too pleased with her brother.
It's my room too!
It seems the feeling is mutual, but there's no use fighting. She was there first, after all. And now that all the distraction's gone.
Now, where was I?
Hopping back to her computer, Tsukiko wastes not 1 second getting back on her keyboard. She pounds the keys with intent. She is a computer whiz and types ridiculously fast.
$206 profit! Those skipped lunches were so worth it!
Now we know why she's been quite stingy all this time. Leaning back on her chair, she starts to ponder.
Hopefully Mom won't mind me using my lunch money for this.
And comes to a rather optimistic resolution.
She'd probably be proud of me.
After fending off her brother and seeing all her gains, she hears a sound that's become all too familiar.
Speaking of lunch... No, I'm not ready to get the money yet. I'll just have to ignore it.
Who needs lunch anyway? Besides, making money and losing weight at the same time? It's genius, she thought. Losing track of time.
Whoa, how long was I doing this? All right, one last check.
And with what she sees in front of her screen, she reaffirms that her time spent day trading was indeed worth it.
That was quick. I really am a genius. This is growing so fast.
She's satisfied, to say the least. A few minutes pass by.
I feel like I want to check it again already. Huh? What's going on?
Was it the combination of fatigue and starvation that makes her feel weightless? Or maybe it's the endorphins from the joy of seeing that her efforts are being rewarded. Tsukiko realizes that it's definitely not from all the meals she missed. Something's up. It's her.
No, 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 no! Help! No! Put me down! Is this a ghost?
Panicked, all she could do is hang on to the first thing she sees. Maybe it will keep her from floating away. Her hands strain as she desperately hangs onto the corner of her desk. She tries to hang on, but it's a losing battle. The desperation sinks in. And ultimately, the strain takes its toll, and she loses her grip from the table. She steadily floats up. Her head's touching the room's ceiling now.
Tsukiko!
Outside, Rai can't help but hear the screams of his sister piercing through the music he had been listening to until now. They may have had a spat earlier, but he always had her back.
Rai!
I'm trying!
The door's locked. Tsukiko made sure of that earlier in the day. Putting all his weight into it, Rai manages to break through the locks and come crashing into the room.
What the?
Get me down!
Rai expected to see a lot of things when he got inside her room. But seeing his twin sister stuck to the ceiling, levitating like a teenage balloon, was not one of them. Present day. Two figures stand in the middle of a dark lair. Neon screens flash bright before them. One of them, a man in his 30s wearing a nice suit, marvels at what he sees. This is the first time Cal Peterson has been in this room. So, this is really where you live? The other person with him, an enigmatic figure in a hooded robe and a mask, answers. Yes. Cal realizes he still knows so little about Satoshi, despite the fact that they've been through death-defying circumstances before. I do live here, but this is also where the other heroes meet to receive their missions. Cal seems intrigued. Other heroes? A few feet from where they stand, the phone starts to flash bright yellow and rings. Of course, there's others. Looks like you're about to meet them. Satoshi picks up the phone. Excuse me for a moment. Cal couldn't hear the voice coming from the phone from where he stood, but he can tell that something was up. A few moments later, Satoshi's voice seemed cold and dire. Brr, that idiot. He's on top of the financial district building. Cal is curious. Brr? Although he can't see it, Cal can tell there was a smirk under the Satoshi's mask the moment he picked the phone up again. Yes, and I know just the woman to bring him back down to Earth. August 2010.
So, I'm not making a ton of money right now. But this Bitcoin thing is making me a little bit of income.
The twins sit in front of their shared computer. Rai can't help but feel proud of Tsukiko.
You're a genius.
She's not used to compliments, especially from her twin. Bashfully, she looks away.
Oh, you've never complimented me like that before.
Rai leans closer to the computer monitor. He was in awe a moment ago, but now his interest has been piqued. And in all honesty, Tsukiko's never seen her brother this determined before.
It's overwhelming, but I really want to learn about it.
Okay.
And teach him she did. Rai was quick to catch on, as she was when she first started investing in day trading. Of course, there were times when it seemed the lessons went on forever, but they got through it. After all this time, Rai still had one question, though.
When do you think I'll start floating? It's been weeks since it happened to you.
Just remembering that night makes her shiver. The memory crashes like a wave and Tsukiko's almost frozen.
I don't know how to control it.
Oh, Tsukiko.
Don't worry about it. You want to get lunch?
I guess.
Rai volunteers to get them a meal while Tsukiko stays inside the room. She makes sure Rai is out of the door before getting on with what she was about to do. Tsukiko concentrates. She thinks hard. Harder than ever before.
Okay. You got this. You can do this. You are a genius.
She was able to control her emotions. And in that one moment, she lit up.
I did it!
Present day. Cal listens intently to the debriefing of the mission. He is still inside Satoshi's base, an apartment on the top floor located in the middle of the city. So, are you ready for your first mission? Cal's eyes start to spark. Not really. I'm still getting used to my powers. The figure seems to know something Cal doesn't. The twins will help you. And at that moment, the elevator dings. Two figures roughly the same age as Cal walk out the elevator. They are clad in armor, and each with a glowing sword strapped to their backs. Tsukiko and Rai turn to Satoshi.
So this is him?
He better be good. He's not even costumed. He's holding us up.
Satoshi wastes no time and calls for the room's attention. Listen to me. It's Burr. She doesn't make it obvious, but there's a hint of apprehension in Tsukiko's voice.
So, it was one time that he beat us.
Satoshi turns to her, reassuring as ever. Well, with Cal, hopefully that one time will never happen again. Cal walks in wearing his armor. Are you guys ready? Tsukiko, as cold as the moment that she walked into the room, starts to lift her feet off the ground and levitate. She grabs Rai's arm as she pulls away and flies through the large open window.
We've been ready. We were waiting on you.
Satoshi can only stare and hope as his team goes off into the distance. I hope they learn to work together quickly. April 2011. It's a fine day for sparring at the fencing studio, and Rai makes the most of it.
Hup! 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 Swing! Tink! Ha!
And just as Rai manages to score a point, something as peculiar as a twin sister who can float happens to him. Lightning started to emanate from his saber the moment he thrusted it into his opponent, throwing him back.
Ah!
Rushing to his friend's side, Rai exclaims.
Oh no! Are you alright?
A red-headed boy then pulls off his helmet. He's dazed, but nothing seems to be broken.
I'm okay! What was that?
Turning their gaze back to the sword, the two boys stare in awe as it continues to burn a bright yellow-white. Back at home, staring at her monitor furiously, Tsukiko can't help but slam her fist down on the table.
No! Bitcoin crashed? My money is gone!
At that same moment, Rai enters their room to share the news, giddy beyond belief.
Suki, guess what?
Get out!
Out of impulse, without even looking at Rai, Tsukiko swings her hand back with force. She can't control the wave of emotions caused by the price action. Her eyes wet with tears, she turns her head and is shocked by what she sees behind her.
Tsukiko?
Rai! What did I do?
Rai is sprawled out on the floor. His body is being crushed by an invisible force. Shocked and terrified, Tsukiko could only pull back her hands and watch in horror at her brother's suffering. The moment she did, though, it seemed all the invisible weight bearing down on Rai had disappeared. He sits up and wonders what just happened.
Phew. It was like I was on Jupiter. Can you control gravity?
I don't know.
I have a power now too. Sparks flew out of my hands.
What?
Look!
Rai attempts to focus his energy. Rai's hand starts to shoot sparks.
What's going on with us?
I don't know.
The twins look at their hands, both amazed at themselves. Present day. Downtown at the financial district, a grotesque beast finds itself a new stomping ground. It has mechanical arms and money-printing cannons attached to its shoulders. It ravages uncontrollably on top of a building, spitting acid that erodes everything it touches. The beast's name is Burr. Named so for the sound it makes. Tsukiko swooshes in and drops off Rai in front of the monster, ready for battle.
Brr, it's time to stop.
But Burr is hearing none of that. He responds by spewing acid from his gaping maw, which barely misses Rai. Cal, now in his Captain Bitcoin armor, comes rushing in without hesitation. What are you two waiting for?
No! Captain, wait!
But he doesn't realize something. Tsukiko and Rai have had experience fighting Burr before. Too late to stop. Captain Bitcoin is grated with one of Burr's metallic fists. He's sent flying from the hip.
You moron!
Tsukiko turns to an apologetic Captain Bitcoin. Sorry! Without wasting any time, Captain Bitcoin answers Burr's punch with an energy beam. And an unfortunate accident occurs. Whoa! Burr knows his way around these heroes. It counters with another wave of acid breath. Knocked out by the force of Captain Bitcoin's beam, Tsukiko comes tumbling down the building 100 stories high.
Tsukiko!
Tsukiko! And just as she's about to hit the pavement, Captain Bitcoin comes swooping in to catch her. I got her! Without even having time to recover, Captain Bitcoin fails to realize that Burr has caught up to him. The creature grabs him by the leg and starts swinging him like a rag doll. All the while, Burr's uncontrollable money-printing machines keep shooting out cash like confetti. Rai manages to catch his wounded twin.
I got you, Tsukiko!
Struggling, Tsukiko bitterly protests to Rai.
I'm not coordinated with him like I am with you.
Well, we've been working together longer.
Rai knows his sister, and he's well aware how she can be quick to judge. He smiles at her. He gets up on his feet and stomps on the ground, which leaves his sister somewhat puzzled.
It was right here, wasn't it?
Oh.
Flashback to March 2013. Rai and Tsukiko are in their late teens, both 17 years old. They are dressed like adults, or rather trying to pass as adults. At this point, They had already become experts at day trading and other extracurricular activities. They march in the financial district pretending to be stockbrokers. They were up to something big, something that would turn the stock market over its head. But it seems like they've done this before. The siblings find a computer station and pulled up the chart for OBL stocks. With a nod, they put their plan into action. Tsukiko uses her tablet to execute her trading positions. And with a single spark from Rai's fingers, their plan comes into fruition. The other traders and brokers didn't even know what hit them. What's going on?
Correction!
Is it crashing? Tsukiko stares contently at her tablet. The stock price of OBL comes crashing down. And with that, the twins are rewarded with more gains in their account.
You shorted OBL, right?
Of course.
Later, at market close, both content after a successful day of tampering with the market, the twins walk out of the financial district.
We made a ridiculous profit this time.
It was even more than last time.
Out of nowhere, a hooded figure appears in front of them. The two are taken aback. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
With a flat voice, the figure wearing a mask speaks. I saw what you did in there. Rai is ready to pull his sister away and make a run for it. They're not going to get caught by this weirdo, or by anyone. But hearing what the masked figure had to say made the two kids stop in their tracks. Don't worry. I'm not mad. His eyes start to glow. I'm impressed. I was much older than you are when I started changing the financial world. Rai and Tsukiko are expectedly wary of the character in front of them.
Who are you?
Who I am isn't important. But what I can do for you is. The twins look at each other. Curiously, the hooded figure hands them a document that reads Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Do you know what this is? The twins are becoming more intrigued by the second. Present day. It's literally raining money, all thanks to the money printing monster. All the while, Rai and Tsukiko become determined. It's time that they learned the meaning of teamwork.
You're right. We've got to figure out a way to work with Captain Bitcoin.
Not too far off, they see that Captain Bitcoin has Burr by the neck. Tsukiko can't help but admit that maybe her first impressions about him were inaccurate.
He is pretty good.
But with us, he could be better.
Got you! Tsukiko wastes no time. She stretches her hand and unleashes a gravitational pull that brings the beast crashing down. She controls her powers and avoids turning Captain Bitcoin into collateral damage.
Sorry about this, Cal.
Burr slams down into the ground. And taking advantage of the situation, Rai immediately slashes one of its arms.
Got you this time!
It was a critical hit. Rai lands a final, electrifying blow with his sword to the back of the beast. The carnage stops in that instant. The people down the street can't help but cheer.
Yeah!
They did it!
Finally, someone's defeated that money-printing monster!
Is the economy saved? Suddenly, Tsukiko's phone alerts her of a notification. Tsukiko checks her phone and turns to Rai.
That's weird. Check this out. The price is now suddenly just going sideways. It was going up a lot for the past few months. Do you think it has something to do with Burr?
Captain Bitcoin comes out of the rubble. With renewed enthusiasm and an amicable smile on her face, Tsukiko, for the first time ever, extends a helping hand.
This was much better than last time. Welcome to the team. Now, let's get out of here before the military rolls in.
Flashback to April 2013, when Rai and Tsukiko first met Burr.
Satoshi didn't say Burr was going to be this strong.
Yeah. Let's run away while we still have a chance.
Back at the Satoshi's base, not long after their tactical retreat, Tsukiko and Rai have had their heads down in shame.
He's going to be upset.
What if he doesn't want to train us anymore?
You did a good job today.
Huh?
You two need to understand. These villains,
But
they will keep coming back. We can subdue them and keep fighting them, but they're more powerful than we think. At the moment, anyway.
then what's the point?
The point is that over time, the truth always comes out. The truth always wins. Over the years, Satoshi continues to train the twins. He steers them away from immorality and directs their powers for good use, gaining experience fighting other finance villains. Through this, they gained the ability to control their powers better and became much stronger. They realized that by doing things legally and morally, they can create a better world. Present day, after the battle against Burr. Cal and Tsukiko appear satisfied and content with the job well done.
We did it!
They're relishing the moment so much that they don't notice Satoshi standing right in front of them. There's a sense of pride in his words when he started to speak. I knew you would. Enjoy some time here. I'll be back soon to celebrate. But before I forget, I found another hero for our team. I think he'll work well with you all. Tsukiko can't help but feel a bit insecure with yet another addition to the team. After all, it used to be that it was only her and Rai. She was also just getting used to Captain Bitcoin.
Already? Is the team growing too quickly?
She thinks to herself. Knowing his sister all too well, Rai is quick to console her and puts his hand on her shoulder gently.
Hey, the more the merrier, right?
I guess that's still true.
Suki,
Yeah?
are you sure you don't mind me coming along with you?
Of course not. You help out a ton.
But it's like your thing.
Hey, the more the merrier. It's our thing now.
Okay, cool.